host position in the center. We're beautifully done.
Yo guys, no bet winner, no entry.
Okay, Mr. Bet winner.
Sports fans out there, are you ready? It's a beautiful evening and welcome to tonight's game. The lady shows up and she's been denied. Oh no. But wait, she's back with Bet winner. Wait. Oh, what a beautiful pass. And it's a
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive.
Me did the young antechwa, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bush for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. Tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover a map him. Tap send. Intienne, also download the tap send app no ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka komo abusuya for Ghana fa na nyina. Tap send. Papa no.
The editorial of every media outlet is one that you shouldn't joke with. If the editorial is very good, very educative, then you know that you can really trust that media house, which is why Sammy Flex TV has been tipped as one of the best editorials in Ghana's entertainment.
Tell them.
Live inside the studios of Sammy Flex TV, my name is Roland. This is Sammy Flex Speaks. Big thanks to Currency and Richie Flex for giving us huge support behind the scenes. You know the big man that I always have in the studio. So I always have him here. So if this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe. Share this content with other people. He is the one with the magic wand. His name is Olua Sammy Flex.
Bombidin Mame. Mention my name 10 times. 10 toes.
In grand style.
Yeah, in grand style. Tell it so far, it's looking good. Yeah, man. Everything is good. And thanks to America's Vice President, looks like the kind of light she's thrown on Ghana within these past days. It is looking beautiful. And she chose Ghana first, you know. She's going to so many, I think 3 countries, African countries. What a beautiful goal. But she decided to choose Ghana first. And that is what I want everybody to know. That when we say Ghana is the gateway to Africa, these are some of the things that really will tell you that Ghana is indeed the gateway to Africa. Because, you know, when everybody is talking about Africa, one of the things they will mention for sure is Ghana.
Wow.
I'm sure they are likely to mention Ghana, maybe followed by Nigeria, South Africa, and the rest of the other countries. Though Ghana might not even be bigger than Nigeria, but there are so many things that I'm sure in terms of governance, in terms of politics, in terms of show business, creatives, we've gotten it right. That's why oftentimes we seem to be the first point of call. And it feels good. I think her arrival and her stay here in Ghana has been good. The speeches that she's been giving, the LGBT statements, as well as the banquet party that they threw on her
whole
behalf.
reception.
I think it has been so beautiful. It's unfortunate that maybe when we also want to do it, the process might be too long for us. I don't know what goes into coming to do some of these things, but can any of people in government also just get up to do it? I'm sure the process will be a little longer.
Here or in other places?
In another country.
Okay,
that's what I mean.
Okay.
And I blame us partly because 10 people will go, 5 will come. Sometimes
Kodaki.
Sometimes it happens like that.
Kodaki. Monkey will go back. We don't go come back.
Come back. But apart from that, we are good. We are good. Yeah.
Speaking of Ghana making or becoming a destination for people, Basket Mouth, that is Nigerian ace comedian Basket Mouth, is about to host a special in Ghana.
Okay.
And it is happening on the 8th of April.
Okay.
That is at the
it's 8th of April.
8th of April at the Accra International Conference Center. And it is that Basket Mouth Unprovoked live in Accra. We on this particular platform, if you're an ardent follower, you see that we've had a discussion on it and how far it is going. So as part of the promotion, he's in Ghana and he's having some media rounds. He granted an interview with Annie Dusty on Hit FM. And one revelation came out. According to Basket Mouth, it is Ghana that gave him his breakthrough as a comedian. And this is somebody that has been on big stages with top personalities. So we are asking that, really, is Ghana truly that fertile ground for creative people, especially, both in Ghana and outside Ghana? Even in a story captured on Ghana Web, that is in 2014, Basketmouth is quoted to say that Basketmouth pays homage to Ghana for making him who he is. The story says Nigerian comedian Basketmouth on Monday admitted that Ghana gave him his biggest career-changing exposure.
Okay.
Bright Okpocha, real name, started his career in 1990, but his performance of Two Things Involved at the Accra International Conference Center gave him many opportunities to perform across the world. He said on Star Drive with Bolare, and this was in 2014. In a quote, he says, "My first gig that gave me an international breakthrough was done in Ghana, and that was when I did the Two Things Involved." It was that same show that the guys in South Africa, UK, and in the States saw, and they picked me, and all that stuff happened in Ghana at the conference center, he noted.
Okay.
Basketmouth is one of Africa's biggest international acts and has shared stage with other international acts such as Jay-Z, Boys to Men, Drew Hill, Busta Rhymes, and all.
Wow.
He, however, insists Ghana is his home and will forever be grateful for the opportunities Ghanaians keep giving him. I would like to say a big thank you to Ghanaians for the exposure. This is captured on Ghana Web. I'm sure if you go on the internet, you will find the recent interview and how he even said it. In fact, I am so touched. I don't know what my big man thinks. Is it new? Is it something that feels normal? What at all is this conversation heading towards, or where?
It is not new to me.
Okay.
As someone who has been following this space for some good number of years, this is not new to me for a Nigerian creative to admit publicly that Ghana contributed immensely to the growth and development of their career. This is not the first time we are hearing something like this. At least we have spoken to some other people who have also said the same thing. They will tell you, Ghana is my second home. Oh, Ghana is where I do this. Ghana is what I do this. So in terms of what we have done for creatives in Africa, especially to Nigeria, it is always enough. Now, when you talk about some of these things, I know some people don't see it politically correct.
Okay.
Most of our viewers here on Sammy Flex TV, to be specific, they don't see some of these things politically correct in the sense that, yes, sometimes I read comments like, you put everything started from Ghana. You did everything started from Ghana. Even Jesus Christ came from Ghana. Like, they say all sort of things. But, you see, we don't say these things.
We don't blow our trumpets.
No, we don't say it. Their people come back to say it.
Okay.
I believe that if we are talking about one of Africa's greatest comedians, we can never ignore the presence of Basketmouth.
No.
He's huge.
Very big.
Basketmouth is huge. In fact, he is one of the best in Africa.
Sure.
Every time I follow him, his numbers and all that, he's crazy. Like, everywhere that he staged a concert or a performance, it has been sold out, or better still, a shutdown event. He has never flopped in terms of numbers before. Therefore, when he comes out to say this, then it means that though he was doing it in Nigeria, though he was still making strides, but he feels that breakthrough came from Ghana.
1990.
And I'm sure that this is where we have to let everybody know that we are not saying, or he did not say he started from Ghana.
No.
And that is the point I'm sure many miss. So the Mr. Easy's and the Paterankins and co. When we say they got their breakthrough in Ghana, we really don't mean that it was Ghana they started their music career from. No. They were doing it. But were they seeing any progress? Were they seeing any breakthrough? No. Until they made that move.
Okay.
And it came from the horse's own mouth, Basketmouth, that he was doing his comedy thing. I'm sure in Nigeria, those who were in his vicinity or those who were following the creatives, they would know, oh, there's a gentleman called Basketmouth. But for him to break out of it, and let's give proper appreciation to a firm like Charterhouse. Yola, Ayewade, and the Charterhouse family. I think they've done so well because they created this comedy platform. I remember when it was the time they were bringing more Nigerians in, we saw the hue and cry from our Ghanaian comedians. Brothers. We saw how they were always wailing, like Bob Marley and the Wailers. They were crying that, hey, won't you guys also consider us on this platform?
Give us a slot.
Won't you give us slots? And it is one of the reasons today DKB has never been the good book of Charterhouse. Because he was part of the few people who led that demonstration. That Charterhouse is not helping Ghanaian comedians. Charterhouse will call Nigerian comedians and pay them this X amount of money. And Charterhouse this and Charterhouse that. I'm sure some of his people also came to support him. David Oscar and co. came to support him, and it became what it is today. Until now, they were given a chance, funny face them, and they started also showing or proving themselves that yes, it is possible, we can do it. And today we are where we are, where our comedians, including even the small ones, can stage their own specials and still fill up the auditorium. It feels good. Sure. So he's saying that he was doing it. But when he came to Ghana, of course, when you are preparing for another country, you put in much preparation because you know that these are people who don't know anything of mine. They don't have any track record of mine. So if I'm going in, then I have to go in convincingly. So I'm sure that preparation to come to Ghana to perform for the first time was a head cracker for him. Let me put in my all. Let me go hard. Really, he put in all, decided to go hard, and this is the story we are talking about today. The
results that we have.
Now, Ghana gave him his breakthrough in comedy. Instead, after that, he started getting calls from where? US, UK, South Africa.
All them big platforms.
And I'm sure that was when he also got introduced into the world of comedy.
Sure.
So sometimes, like I keep saying, our people find it difficult to accept this politically. And if our people will understand some of these things, I'm sure that even the Afrobeat conversation, it will even stop.
You think so?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying, that it is not as if it was not done. No. It was not as if it was not done then. It was not as if Fela came here to learn how to do music.
Or to do Afrobeat.
No, he was doing it. But as to when he got to see that, oh, we can go this way to let it go global. It started from his friendship with some Ghanaian students who were also in university in the UK. He followed them to Ghana for some holidays and boom.
Out of that,
he also decided to learn hard, upgrade. And that is, you see, there's something beautiful about our people from Nigeria. Maybe that is where we are not getting right.
Okay.
That is where we are not getting right. That when they come and you give them a water that is half full like this, they will make sure they will take it to their country, produce something like this, which will even make this one overflow.
Wow.
No, that is how beautiful it is. I'm sure when he came here, there were some other people who were also trying to do it.
Because
but can we compare their stature now to the stature of Basket Mouth? A big no to it.
The country or the place is as viable, as fertile as these guys are giving testimonies each and every day. Why haven't our people, some of our people also hit some of these targets as we see them hit?
That's what I said earlier. There is a certain kind of attitude that the country has.
Which is?
And even when Nigerians come, they tell you, oh, Ghana, it is good, but it is slow. Remember the Bobrisky? When Bobrisky came to Ghana, remember he made that statement?
Yeah.
That, I love Ghana, but Ghana is too slow for me. Yeah. And that attitude, I think it affects us mostly in many of our dealings. From the creatives to everything. The average Kenyan is not really hard and they are not outspoken. The average Ghanaian is always a little timid. Like I don't want to say timid in totality.
By a little.
A little timid. The average Ghanaian is not really bold. The average Ghanaian sometimes lacks confidence in doing something.
Taking risk.
And goes out everywhere. Even when you travel out, you see the difference still there. Not only even in Ghana, even when you travel out, you see the difference there. You go to places where you see your friends from here and there, and you know that, okay, these are people from Nigeria. These are people from Ghana. These are people from this. Recently, you saw it in Dubai. I don't know if you heard it in the news, where some group of Nigerians decided to chased the indigenes, some of them beating them with cutlasses, and even out of that, I think Nigeria was banned from getting visas issued to them to come to Dubai. You understand? It is all because of that thing in them. They have a way of showing presence. They have a way of making you know that this is where we are. So yes, they will come here. We give them that leverage or platform to reach the world. And they are able to, out of dint of hard work, they are able to step on it or leverage on whatever platform you give them. And they take it to the next level. That's where we are lacking. We are not able to do that often. We might have the platform. It's like someone who is sitting in a car like, say, a Benz or a Range Rover. But if your experience in driving that Benz is not top-notch, I'll use a Hyundai Elantra and give you space.
Real gap.
Because I am more experienced and I know how to control the wheels more than so you might have all the techniques in doing it, but if you don't have what it takes to control, you struggle. And I'm sure that has been the problem of many of us as Ghanaians and in the creative industry, as well as in other industries as well.
My final question before we wrap up would be, we've seen so many or heard of so many testimonies about, let's center this particular conversation between Ghana and Nigeria.
Okay.
So many Nigerians giving testimonies about how they've had their breakthrough in Ghana. Why isn't it the same story of our Ghanaian brothers, maybe in Nigeria? Is it because they are placed, they don't give us that kind of opportunity, or we are the ones that are not knocking? Okay, so I think I love this story. I love this question rather. The other day I listened to an interview of I think the Sony manager in Nigeria when he came to Ghana, and he was interviewed on 3 Music Network. He said something that as we complain that our people are not getting slots in Nigeria, we should also know that thousands of Nigerians proper are also crying not getting slots
of the same thing we are complaining about. And when I listened to that, I did not doubt. I did not doubt because of, number one, their population. I did not doubt because of the fact that everybody is chasing that small space. That's why I did not doubt. So even us, that our numbers might not be scary. If we are to look at number of artists who are looking for the spaces, I'm not sure what we have can satisfy them.
No.
There are plenty of them.
Plenty.
Even they complain. Even in Ghana, they complain. So same way, if you take it to Nigeria, you go and you meet an avalanche of people who are also waiting for such slots. And I'm sure even if they share it 10:1 krana, by the time to get to that one person after their 10 person, it will still not be enough for them.
Sure.
So maybe they can go like 20:1 or 50:1. You see how it is going to be like.
Of course.
And this will surely cause some of us to complain. But I think for the past years, I've seen some of our comedians making strides there. At least I saw Obi and Ponsa went to Nigeria. He performed creditably. Lexi the comic went to Nigeria, performed creditably. With Jacinta. Jacinta is half Nigerian, half Ghanaian. So yeah, when she goes there, it still feels like she is on her own land. So yes, I've seen some of them making moves there. And it's my prayer that they build that relationship tight.
Okay.
That is one thing that we should also learn. So for instance, if they hear a Basket Mouth is hosting his special in Nigeria and they want to be a part of it, Basket Mouth might not be in a position to foot their bills, to come there and do this and that. But if they really want the platform, if they think that actually that stage is big and that I need it, they should put in something small, go and benefit from that space. And that one we cannot blame anybody for. So I still think that people should also take advantage of the relationship that they've gotten with them. And Basket Mouth has been here for some days. I don't know if you've seen him with any of our Ghanaian comedians.
So far, not.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. On that show, I'm sure some of our people performing there.
Sure.
Why are they quiet?
Why are they not?
Why are they quiet? I've not even seen them posting that video Basket Mouth did where
the promo video.
Have you seen any of them post it?
Not yet.
Yeah, like how are we building that relationship? At least I'm sure they might have gotten in touch with him one way or the other. Guy is in town to do this. And we are not seeing any connect. We are not seeing anybody, oh, like I've come, my colleague comedians here and there. Well, so these are some of the things we lack. I'm sure if any of our guys go to Nigeria and any of them, they need him, no matter what, they'll go through any length and breadth to get that person. But our people, they might need him more. But I'm sure everybody is looking at him on their phones.
So with Basket Mouth Unprovoked, I think he's also announced a North American tour. And on 9th June, he's going to Maryland. Atlanta is on 10th. Houston is on 16th. Dallas is also 17th.
That is summertime.
And it continues like that to Regina.
Okay.
That is on 1st July, including Toronto.
Okay.
I
like it. Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto.
You have friends in Canada. So.
Yeah, so Toronto.
Toronto. Shout out to all Canadians.
Yeah, so
let me also mention this finally before we wrap up. When Basket Mouth talked about Shatawale giving him a feature without making him go through any stress.
The stress and also giving it to him for free.
Yeah, I also saw another business there, and it's just like I was using our comedian example, and I'm sure that is what Shatawale has done. Shatawale will see more business opportunities in working with Basket Mouth on a song than maybe the average Ghanaian or the average person.
Okay.
Because this is Basket Mouth. Someone who controls enough numbers. Someone whose album, all things being equal, will promote it heavily.
Sure.
Because he has the numbers, he has the platforms. He will surely promote it heavily. So if you're on it, you get to enjoy some mileage. And I'm sure Shatawale has thought about all these things. That's why he decided not to belong with this. As a matter of fact, he had even told me this.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember on the days he had told me this. He told me about Basket Mouth. He told me about Gramps Morgan and some other ones that I cannot mention until once again it comes out like this. So it is a good deal, and I'm so happy that he went to Hits FM and he mentioned it. And I was expecting some more followers from Andy Dusty, but it looks like now Andy Dusty is a little cautious on Shatawale's
or
issues.
reluctant.
Yeah, not reluctant. I would say he's cautious on Shatawale's name
because of the last encounter.
Yeah, because of that last encounter at the Takrady. Because for the past days, I remember when Medical went to Hit FM and once again he mentioned him. Andy did not do any follow-up.
He didn't even repeat
the usual Andy would like done some one or two, would have done some one or two follow-ups, but he just decided to cut it. And same way, when the Basket Mouth mention was made, I was expecting some more follow-ups, but of course, he's being careful and I understand him. They say once bitten, twice shy. So I'm sure that is what he's scared of. But that's fine. We should overlook some of these things and let the industry be.
God richly bless you for spending time with us. This has been Sammy Flex Speaks. My name is Roland Amate, live inside the studios of Sammy Flex TV. Don't forget to subscribe. And like I always say, we do this with you. The comment section is definitely for you. Let us hear from you. Maybe you have a different opinion or you have your own reservations. That is why the comment section is designed for you. But don't also forget to follow the YouTube community guidelines. These are very, very important. Big thanks to Currency and Richie Flex for giving us huge support behind the scenes. Don't forget to stay safe. Bye-bye.